There's great news if you are considering putting your home up for sale because the housing market has experienced a healthy recovery over the past 2 years, and existing home sales are the highest that they've been since 2006.
Real estate expert Linda Craft is here with tips on staging your home to get it sold faster and for top dollar. And Linda, for people who may not be familiar, maybe they're new to selling their home, what exactly is staging?
Staging is an art because it encompasses color, space, and orientation. So how that room is viewed and how it feels, where you place furniture. It's also psychology, and maybe a little bit more psychology than anything else, because we're trying to get a human being to behave a certain way, which is write a big check. And all home buyers make a decision based on what they see and how they feel about it. So the more you can control those emotions, the faster they are going to do what we want them to do, buy your house. And then last is absolutely marketing, because today, marketing is about getting a positive result. It's about creating the most opportunity that you can for your home seller to be exposed to every buyer and to do it in an excellent way that draws them to respond the way we want.
Why does staging seem more important when it comes to selling homes now than it used to in the past?
Oh, that is such a great question, because today buyers are shopping on a telephone or an iPad, this little bitty device, maybe a computer, and they're making their decision about how they feel on a photograph. The other thing that people aren't thinking about is HGTV has had a huge impact. And kids today that are buying houses, they grew up on HGTV. So their expectations of how you should prepare your home has been elevated to a completely new level than we had in the past.
Does a home seller need to buy new things to stage a home?
Thank you very much, because I do think that's what everybody thinks. You're not going to pay all this money. No, what we want to do is we want to edit down the things they already have. They don't have to buy new stuff.
You may not need to buy anything.
They may not need to buy a thing. And when I say edit down, we're going to go into the home and we're going to help them to remove things out of the home that would cause the space to look small, both in that photograph as well as in person. We're definitely going to edit down anything that would not get an emotional response. And we're also going to edit down things that are yours and your personal things. You know, maybe trophies, collections, that old worn out chair that you love but doesn't make the house show well. Those are the kind of things that we work with, how to position what you have.
Family photos?
That's one of the hardest things to get a seller to understand why they really need to take down all the photos. And that's where I get the most resistance because it's their home and they have so many feelings around those photos. What they don't consider is that when that home buyer is walking through their home, for me to be able to get them to write a check, we have to control their emotions and their behavior. And the moment their feelings stop about that home and what it means to them, and they get distracted with that photo, we've lost that opportunity. The other thing they don't consider is a lot of times the photos of your life are going to be very hurtful to the person viewing. If they're going through a divorce and there's your happy wedding picture, they're not feeling good about that. If they've always wanted to have children, and they couldn't, and there's all this life of your family, they're not going to feel good about that.
And that goes back to psychology.
It really does. Even pictures like mom and dad and the family reunion. You know, my father died young, my mother died last year. I'm a human being, I can't help myself. When I see that, for that moment, I think about my loss. And that's not how we win the gold, right?
And is that de-decorating?
De-decorating, thank you. That's a great question, because we have spent a lifetime in our home decorating it the way we like. I love animal print, so you can imagine what my house looks like. And then some people have spent thousands of dollars on heavy window treatments and that sort of thing. And you know, this is their home and this is how they present it. So getting people to undo some of that. You know, if they bought those window treatments 10 years ago, I'm sorry, they're dated, they're too heavy, they're not in style. And so pulling out the things that had made it a home for us and making it more neutral and appealing to today's buyer is just critical. And it's so critical that every listing that I take, I have my stager go out and meet with my sellers to give them a free consultation on what they need to do to get their home to actually compete and win. And they will end up, you know, realizing maybe 5 to 10% more money in their pocket by following the advice of the stager.
That's significant.
It's huge.
That's amazing.
And yet we get so much resistance because they either don't understand staging, or they don't understand the value of it, and they don't have the psychology and the art thing all together. And so they'll say, oh, I don't want to change that. We've always had it like this. Or I don't want to move my family photos because maybe it's going to hurt your children's feelings. And instead, it's a great opportunity to teach your children how to prepare and win, because it's going to be harder when they sell.
Yeah, Linda, this is great information. Thank you. You can reach Linda and her team at 919-235-6300 or lindacraft.com.